Welcome in, everybody. This is another Stormgate cast. I'm Algorithmore. In today's cast, this is going to be featuring Maniachillo playing in the red Infernal, and his opponent representing the Celestial faction in the blue. This is Porphyriel. And I know I've cast Maniachillo before. I think I've cast Porphyriel before, but if this is the first time you've been on my channel, welcome in, Porphyriel, and welcome into all of you here watching. And look at this cool little pattern from Maniachillo, building his shrine in the back there, tucked in. Did he have to kill some trees to do that? I'm not sure, but if so, that's extra cool. And he kind of figured that out. And that just provides a little safer, you know, that farm's now protecting the shrine. You can put all your SimCity out here to protect. He did send his fiends over here, and it looks like they harassed those prisms just a tad. And now going for this array, which is on the low ground. We can see, because the arc ship's on the high ground, you can actually do that. I think that works on this map. So that's cool. But there's nothing to defend that array, so it goes down. Now the array costs nothing, it just costs time. So I think this arc ship could rebuild it right away. And in come the fiends. But we saw how well those prisms were, they turned to attack. But fiends have good DPS, and they were able to get that creation chamber down to about a quarter, or lose a quarter of its life. And yeah, so he started summoning again, but without anything to protect it. As you can see, it's just easy to pick off again. And the surge ability allowed this building to heal up really quickly. Another node going down and getting killed. So the fiends are definitely getting their value, both by being annoying and forcing clicks at APM from their opponent, but also dealing damage and killing a building here and there. Fiends also heal up nice and quickly. That's just a nice way of saying that they have very low hit points, so they can heal up. Although I think the healing here is maybe percentage based more than hit point based. I'm not certain on that.
Dimensional rift
from the wellspring.
A Stormgate will activate soon.
Might be wrong there. Might be everything heals up at the same rate. Stormgate pop it in the top left, which is sort of advantageous for Maniachillo here. But Porphyriel has also got this base up, so is kind of starting to build his own base in this direction. With this many units here, 3 Argents are not really going to do it, but they aggro a couple Gaunts back. But Maniachillo is able to micro them back a bit and doesn't lose any, and instead thinks about chasing. In fact, decides maybe not. I'm going to grab that favorite and go back to the safety of my own side. And Porphyriel also deciding to march home after taking just a momentary dip in the wellspring. Prisms rallying from this arc ship over here. It says 7 now, it says 12. That's an ongoing visual bug. Those 4 fiends still being up. Cool. Now this base is up, but there's no prisms here. Prism walking by, that is not good news. Because yes, Maniachillo immediately reads the game state there and says, where's that prism coming from? You must have a base up here. Our ship takes off, but the prisms are just fiend food right now. And by that I mean every single one of them gone. The collection array is going to be gone too, but the arc ship will get away. These Argents look like they were going to come and try and do something, but by the time they got halfway there, they're like, wait a second, the whole base is already dead. There's no point in effectively sacrificing Argents into that now that the base is already lost. Nonetheless, the Argents come out to meet the attack. There are more reinforcements showing up from Maniachillo, so this is turning into a push, but there are nice Judicator nodes set up there to defend, so Porphyriel able to pull back there. Also an Energizer node. Very nice. I like how Celestials are starting to learn the different ways. You know, the Energizer node is there as well. Are there going to be Gracelite nodes in there? I think Gracelite nodes are maybe a little bit underutilized right now. I don't play Celestial, so I'm speaking only from observing. But I guess when you do have a Wellspring here that you can soak in, and that's so much more effective than a Gracelite node, maybe this is the way to go. I'm not certain. Maybe there'll be some balance changes to those nodes to make them more effective or less effective depending on where they're at right now. We see the Faerun going down really quickly. We are also getting a really nice and interesting Gaunt split against the Kree. While the Brutes were unfortunately occupied with the Prisms down there, and they probably got some good kills, but as we can see, the army of Porphyriel now is much bigger and more threatening than what Maniachillo has out on the map. And that means Porphyriel might be able to turn this into a push, but also goes back to the Wellspring to soak up in those nice healing juices.
Dimensional rift detected. A Stormgate will activate soon.
Thank you, Stormgate lady. We've got another attempt at taking this base. This is probably like the third or fourth collection array there. Finally, we get some nodes out. There are the Gracelite nodes.
A Stormgate has appeared.
There's a Judicator on the high ground. The Fiends are able to get on top of the nodes, and they'll probably get one before these units get here. They do get one. A couple more go down wisely. As a Celestial, you really want to get your economy going. And of course, Porphyriel's been trying. It's lost a couple bases due to some good harass. But if you really can get them up, then you can start summoning a lot of these nodes like we're seeing here. And that makes any attempt to deny your bases costly. Not impossible, but costly. Judicator node transforming. Yeah, just started transforming. Couple mags coming in here. Big old stompy boys. And this base will be denied again. So Maniachillo doing a good job of keeping Porphyriel off this base. And Porphy hasn't gone and grabbed this one yet, right? And, oh, I say that as... There goes the arc ship right there. But that means that Maniachillo has effectively been able to stay on 4 bases here ahead of the 2 to 3 bases that's been up for Porphyriel at any one time. Finally, this base looks like it's up. I like this. Sending in one... Okay. I thought there might have been more commitment there, but maybe deciding there's enough. Oh, poor Bagmadon. Moments away from getting into the Wellspring. And huge stompies. Huge stompies going right in there. And just all the Kree just going down. That was a really, really nice play there. Pulling back his units to heal them up a bit on the Shroud after taking out most of the army. And probably wisely not attacking into Static D with a couple sabers behind them. Now walking into this Static D though, so maybe braver than I thought. Braver than I am. I'm leaving a few mags back saying, go ahead. Come on up. If so, you'll be rolling into our main army. Now the Sabers don't mind that actually, because they're going to just nuke Megs and the Hellborn. Turns out this was not actually working out for Maniachillo. The Sabers came out, splitting his army like that meant that he was unable to really destroy that base. And nor was he able to stop the army from coming in and denying him. So pulls back, and we're seeing supplies pretty much even. We're seeing this base up and established from Porphyriel. This base has been mining, and despite the push there, is still up. That means Porphy's on 4 bases here too. And we're just seeing, it looks like the 5th base and this nice rich therium deposit base.
A Stormgate will activate soon.
Another little skirmish up here. Siege versus siege, as we got Sabers and Hellborn. Hellborn are stuck. They were not doing anything, actually. And now they're being chased down. Wow, okay, I thought
A
one would go
Stormgate
down,
has
but no,
appeared.
indeed, it gets away, luckily. Little scanner. Little scanner buddy. Ouch, I'm dead. Dead scanner buddy. And Stormgate up. We've got a gremlin there. I don't think a gremlin alone is going to be able to grab a Stormgate. This is also tier 3 Stormgate. It means 6,000 HP. But with you got Hellborns there. A few of the Hellborns in there derping out in the back. That's why you want to move your units forward. I think that's a little bit of RTS 101. Most of you out there probably know that one already. You can move your units forward. But as we see here, even Maniachillo, high skilled skilled player. You know, you can't be everywhere always. You can't be always microwaving everything. And what did you get here? Soulforge popped out another Weaver, interestingly. Fiends, just 6 fiends here. Could be a fun little run by. Looking for this base. This base has not been attempted again. It's been denied twice. And now pushing down here, there is a really nice defense force here. And he decides to pull back from that. Again, the sabers here are a lot. Keeping an eye on those fiends down there. They haven't run out into the base, which I thought they might during this battle. One of the Weavers pushes forward. A lot of the sabers went down there. We heard Hellborn going down as well. But it's the sabers that go down. We do see the Seraphim above doing a pretty good job. Oh. So many Hellborn. Oh, I hate seeing Hellborn die like that. And I hate the fact that the Fiends... Oh, now the Fiends run, and they're running this way. They were so ready to just chew on all that stuff while that whole battle was going down. But not enough attention, I guess, from Maniachillo to also send those Fiends in while trying to micro his units. Keep them alive. That was a pretty complicated battle. But now the Fiends come in. And they're going to at least get some Prism kills. One Fiend over here just refusing. It's like, I don't do this. That's not me. And at the same time, we get Maniachillo pushing in. And this is that really nice two-pronged attack style that I'm glad it's finally evolved in Stormgate. It's taken many, many months for this to become a more standard play. But many of the folks at the top of the ladder are showcasing that kind of skill. And as we see here, all those units taken down. Porphyriel a little bit back on his heels now. Dropping mines for insult's sake over here. But here comes an Archangel, double Archangel. Skadoosh and Skadoosh. Really nicely dodged, actually. And then Hellborn focus fire to take out one. And back into the air. Flying away. And the Hellborns go back to saying, fine, we were killing a base over here, if I remember correctly. And here it comes, all of Porphy's units. As a few more Hellborn four more Hellborn show up from the top. Phantoms coming out from the cursed units, chasing those sabers all the way back. And now the static D on the high ground even is going down. Sabers up on the high ground. Saying, why weren't we up here all along? We can be static D2. But Maniachillo wisely pulling back to the Wellspring and just healing. Actually looking like maybe going to go claim a Stormgate just to get more ahead, as it were. Stormgates are really great mechanics, but at the late game where you might be looking for a killing blow, they definitely become snowball mechanics. And maybe that's good at this stage. We really want games to go on for infinity. Okay, I like the long games. I like seeing a little bit of a mine out. I like seeing that extreme late game. But sometimes you just want to see a game close out. Let's see what we get. Deep one is often a great game closer. If there is no deep one option, that might be why we're seeing a little bit of a delay here. Or maybe, as happens with me sometimes, you just forget that you won it and that you have to pick something because you're already doing all this. What do we get out there? Power Stone, Soul Forges, double Soul Forge. This has got to be it. We're going to see a momentary lapse here in the Wellspring. Soulforge just catch up. What are we going to get? Double Weaver, double Hellborn. There are no dragons out here to clone yet, which was the popular one at the beginning. And we're never going to know. Because we get a GG from Porphyriel.